Hey everyone, this is Corey. I'm just here to talk about a few of the changes we're making in 2.0 that we haven't covered yet, as well as discuss the beta phase itself a bit. So, first off, we've added, depending on the planet, up to 3 to 5 special structure slots, unlike in previous versions where you can only have 2. And we've done this by basically making it so the top left of the screen, as you can see, will show the number of structures, and as we just saw, when you open the mission holocron when you're zoomed into a planet, it'll show the number of each one. As you can also see, there's a booster Tarek on the build bar there, and that's because we've talked about this a few times, but one of the most common questions is why isn't the Air Adventure red? And the technical answer there is because it wasn't made red until after the timeline of the mod, because Tarek helped, I think it was Garmbel with something, and then it got painted red in payment for that. But so just to stop that question from coming up, we basically made it so in Era 5, Tarek will despawn, and then you'll get a message from Talon Card saying that if you want to keep using Tarek, you'll have to pay for the upgrades to the Air Adventure, and then you get it back into red. Also, sorry about the audio quality on this. I know it sounds like I'm at the bottom of a well, but the only mic I own is basically from 1997. So as you can see, we've also added a few things to some of the heroes like Lando and Talon Card. We kind of used this before, but now they basically act like mobile and mining facilities. We'll get more credits depending on what planet they're at. And like you just saw right now, the base income of Mon Calamari was increased by something like 150 for Lando, and Talon Card does basically the same thing. So, in about a minute I'm going to try to get into a space battle with as many of the New Republic capital ships I can, because basically everything except the Majestic got at least a new model. There's also the Viscount we want to show off. We put some pictures up of each one, but it'll be a lot better to see it in game, I think. So, I think I ended up doing this with out in Nebula. I recorded this ahead of time, and now I'm recording the audio afterwards, just to avoid some of the other background noise. My microphone's bad enough without having to deal with any of that. So, thanks to Smallpox, we've got a lot of other cool new stuff coming up. We've basically redesigned the Katana mission that we talked about before. I don't think we ever showed it in any kind of depth, but now it'll be a lot more active, I guess. And we'll probably show that off either before release, or you will see it when the mod release. In this battle, we'll also have some of the Viscount, or some footage of the Viscount right there. And you might not be able to see this on YouTube because the video is so small, but the minimap icons are all in the process of being redone to actually match their ships. So above a certain size, the MC80Bs on the minimap will look like MC80Bs and all that. The Viscount hasn't been done properly yet, so in this video it'll look really small. We're still working on the scaling for them, like I said. The Golems are done though. So I'm just going to jump the Viscount in right there, I think. And there it is. The Mon Calamari models, including the Viscount, as well as the skins, were all done by Davis, and the Endurance that we saw earlier, the model was by me, and the skin was by Codeuser. As I'm sure all of you remember, especially those of you that still play 1.3, the New Republic capital ships in that version were all pretty ugly, especially the Nebula. Another thing we've been seeing a lot since we released the unit list is the Republic Star Destroyer has been cut. There were multiple reasons for this. It actually shouldn't have been in the mod as long as it was. It was basically in 1.0 because Scarecrow wanted it, I think. So I modeled it really fast. Kalo UV'd it to something. And we never really intended to release it. It just kept on. We'd go to post a release and then forget to remove it, basically. And it made it through about 2 years like that. Now, whenever we talk about it, people seem to really like it, but from a visual standpoint, it's an ugly ship. I think the design is ugly, so was the model and skin we made for it. And functionally, it doesn't really serve a purpose. Since we did all the changes to bring the stats of ships closer to their canon sources. The Nebula and the Republic basically were too similar to even be worth having both of them. Even in canon, the Republic was basically superseded by the Nebula. And in previous versions, I think people liked them because the Nebula was sort of underperforming, and the Republic was pretty solid. But that's definitely not an issue anymore. The Nebula is in the top 5 ships for firepower, not including superstar destroyers like the Eclipse, Discount, etc. So I think that's all for now. The mod should be out soon. Thanks for watching.